Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue trimmed with white. He weighs 134.5 pounds. He comes to us from the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado, and brings a professional record of 25 victories, 14 by knockout, with only one defeat. Tonight, he plans to avenge that single blemish on his record and recapture the title. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the challenger, former world lightweight champion. He's Little But Bad Stevie Johnston. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing white, green, and red, and also weighed in at 134.5 pounds. He also has an outstanding record, consisting of 37 bouts, 34 victories, 23 by knockout, with only 2 losses and 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, from Mexico City, Mexico, presenting the reigning and defending WBC lightweight champion of the world, Cesar Bazan.
2 seconds only.
2 seconds.
Right in 2 seconds. Gentlemen, this fight is for the championship of the world, and I gave you the instructions. I want to remind you that this audience is here to watch you fight, so keep it clean. Touch him up.
Roy, Stevie Johnston still looks like a point guard, and Cesar Bazan still looks like a power forward. How can Johnston change what happened last June?
I don't know, Larry, exactly, but it's going to be a difficult task however he does it, because the problem is that Bazan fights like a point guard.
Yeah, it's an interesting conundrum, because the classic strategy here for Johnston would be to get inside, get to the body, work the rib cage. But Bazan, as you mentioned in the previous fight, Roy, likes to fight inside. He's unusually gifted for a tall, lanky fighter in that regard.
He loves it, and does a terrific job of fighting inside.
So what Miguel Diaz, the assistant trainer in Johnston's corner, told us yesterday is Stevie has to remember to get in, do his damage, and come back out. He doesn't think that Bazan can fight at all from the outside. And Miguel Diaz, in theory, should know, because he was once Cesar Bazan's trainer.
Well, he should know.
Get your punches out, Stevie.
Very bouncy Stevie Johnston coming in on a high energy groove, and Bazan lands a hard right hand, and Johnston fires back with the left. Stevie, incidentally, Roy, insists to us that he must wear brand new boxing shoes, straight out of the box, fresh, never before worn, for every boxing match. Strange, right?
No, not strange.
Now you like it?
It might make him feel brand new. You want everything about you to feel new.
You wouldn't worry about blisters?
Nope.
All right, well then you're in sync with Johnston.
If you win the fight, you won't worry about blisters either.
That's exactly what he said. He said, I want to feel like everything I have on is brand new. The trunks, the robe, the boots, everything.
Well, he's fighting a semi-new fight. He is going in and out. He's not trying to stand chest to chest with the bigger guy.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Bazan doesn't look exactly ineffective from the outside as he fires his jab and brings a left hook behind it.
Doesn't look ineffective at all from the outside.
Bazan getting to the body, firing his right hand behind the jab, and generally looking just as comfortable as he did in the ring 8 months ago in El Paso.
Get him up, Cesar.
Johnston had a shot with the right hand as Bazan was backing away. Didn't really get any mustard on the punch. Bazan lands a hard right hand there. Left hand upstairs for Johnston.
One good thing about Bazan that I like is that it never seems like he's set to punch, but he's always ready to retaliate. And he has a sneaky straight right lead from the outside. So whoever said he can't fight from the outside is definitely wrong.
Well, they fought 12 rounds in El Paso, and none of them were as good as that round that they just fought there. It looks like we might have more of an action fight this time around.
Everything's okay. Everything's calm.
Interpreter Hector Garcia in Bazan's corner.
Cesar, everything that we've been working in the gym, you didn't even throw it once. That hook. You have to get closer to him, and don't forget.
Keep him up, both sides, keep him up.
Very good, but don't stay too long. It's in, and out. Stay focused, stay focused. Very good. All night long, all night long.
Set up the jab, take a step back. Just take a step back, okay? Deep breath, deep breath. You're doing real good, okay?
Johnson very active, very straight punches.
Let's go, Sackett, let's go, Red.
A primo round
Let's go, Sackett.
for the once and perhaps future title holder.
Stevie Johnston still up on his toes and firing the left hand to begin round 2. Just a much higher energy level than he seemed to show in El Paso. In the case of Johnston, Bazan looks much the same.
One thing in Johnston's favor is that tonight the crowd is not against him so much. When we were in Mexico, everybody was against it.
Right. Or a few miles from Mexico anyway.
Yeah, El Paso.
No punching, no punching.
Hot night in a border town it was. The night the light trusses almost came down. 50-mile-an-hour wind strafing the stadium. Bazan landing his left jab, keeping it in Stevie Johnston's face. Johnston working to get in and get out.
Johnston's landed some very good body shots early in this fight.
Part of his bread and butter. Bazan landing a left hook, chopping off the side of Johnston's face.
Johnson so far fighting a very intelligent fight, the fight that he planned, fighting according to plan here. In, out, throw his punches, and get out.
Use his jab much better too. He's out jabbing the taller Bazan.
Higher activity level, much more accurate with his punches so far than he seemed to be in El Paso last year.
No punching, no punching.
You just have to be careful not to run into any of those big punches Bazan are throwing.
And this is taking nothing away from Bazan, because he's not off to a bad start. He's just facing a different Stevie Johnston. Good double right hand there by Cesar Bazan.
So far, the point guard is going to the basket, Roy.
Yeah, he is. But the poor forward ain't doing too bad himself.
This is a hard, demanding sport. Nothing about it is easy. The long work in the gym, waiting for fight night, excruciatingly difficult for a lot of fighters, but you can just see here, as you watch this, two guys who like to fight. The fluid freedom that they have in the ring.
Two guys who love to fight.
You mentioned, Larry, Shane Mosley, the fourth man in the ring. How about some potential opponents down the road for Sugar Shane?
Well, we're looking at two of them right here, in Stevie Johnston and Cesar Bazan, and of course, Ivan Robinson, the Philadelphia lightweight, who defeated Arturo Gatti twice last year and has a fight upcoming against Angel Manfredi.
Trained by the same Bowie Fischer whom you saw earlier this evening in the corner of Will Taylor.
He's getting inside. He's getting inside. Use combination. The 1-2 Listen to me so you can win this championship. You have to listen to me. 1, 2, 1, 2. What are you going to do when you get in there? Hit him. Use that left hook. CompuBox numbers through round 2 show Stevie Johnston landing 35% of his punches. That's a significant rise from last year in El Paso. Bazan limited to 23% in the first 2 rounds, not as high as was his connect percentage down in the border town. So Bazan comes out trying to work his jab and back Johnston up a little bit to begin round 3.
Because he was getting out jabbed in the first 2 rounds, so now he's trying to change the momentum a little bit.
And of course, you have the southpaw against conventional fighter problem here. Stevie Johnston steps inside and lands a hard body shot. If you're in Bazan's position in this fight, you have to worry about headbutts. It's an extra consideration inside. Most fighters say, oh, I don't worry about them. If they're going to happen, they're going to happen. But logic tells you it's got to be at least in the back of your mind.
Yes, especially when you find a smaller southpaw, a shorter southpaw, should I say.
It's got to be a distraction.
Stevie Johnston can't make the mistake of letting Bazan get off first like he let him do right there.
Good quick right hook inside by Johnston after Bazan had landed a right hand to the body. Bazan with a left hook inside. Johnston firing a counter back.
Bazan is landing that straight right lead at will against Johnston.
Both fighters landing punches inside again there. Stevie Johnston beating Cesar Bazan to the punch inside, something he wasn't able to do in El Paso.
Oh, that right hand right there is going to be a big problem later in this fight if he continues to get hit with it.
Straight right hand again for Bazan. Have you had this referee before, Tommy Kimmons?
Yeah, I had him, I think, in some of my earlier fights, Jim. He's a very good referee. He used to be a fighter himself, and I always like to see guys that know how to do the sport, that have been in there before referee fights. They make better referees to me.
Right. In an uneven crop here in Florida, my memory tells me he's one of the best. Cesar Bazan stepping up the activity level here in round 3. And Johnson catches him on the back of the head, and Kimmons is going to give Bazan a rest for a moment. Kimmons sending Stevie Johnston to a neutral corner. Does Bazan get 5 full minutes here, Harold, if he wants it?
It is an accidental foul, but I'll tell you something. I never seen a guy get hurt like that on a rabbit punch. You hit him in the back of the head, it's a rabbit punch. I mean, and Bazan turns away like he's dead. I mean, it's very strange.
Okay?
Really
Well, I think he was hurt. I think it hit him on the neck.
Are you ready to go?
There's a lot of nerve endings in there, and I thought that was a legitimate response from him.
It wasn't really a hard punch to the back of the head either.
No, it wasn't, but if you hit a guy in the right spot, it can discombobulate him for a while.
Or maybe Bazan wants to change the momentum of the fight a little bit.
You
But
okay?
I thought he was doing well in this round.
You ready to go? Are you ready to go? You want to see a doctor? Let me get a doctor. I know. Yeah, come over here. Come over here.
Now Kimmons is going to bring a doctor in to talk to Bazan. Do they have a doctor who speaks Spanish? Bazan doesn't speak English. Yes, they do have a doctor who speaks Spanish.
Okay, they're not going to give him an MRI.
Our interpreter. And now Kimmons decides to take a point away. Well, I don't understand that. Just after I've said the guy's a good referee, if he was going to take a point away, why didn't he take it away before?
Jim, let me tell you, that's what he wanted. I mean, that was the purpose of the whole thing. He wanted that 1 point. I tell you, it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to Stevie Johnston, not at all.
Just don't understand how a referee can take the point away at the end of the entire sequence instead of when the foul occurred. And a newly motivated Stevie Johnston goes back to work.
you feel? How do you feel? You have to throw punches. You have to be throwing more punches. You're not throwing enough. That lift your head up. Lift your head up. Put some Vaseline there. Put some ice in there.
You hear me? Champ. And he just want to quit. He's looking for a way out, baby. Give him a way out. Give him a way out. Give him a way out. You hear me?
Take a look. It's obviously an unintentional punch here as he comes up from the back. Might not have been the hardest punch, but it wasn't a tap either. And Bazan didn't look very good sitting on the stool in the corner, Roy.
No, he didn't.
Well, maybe he doesn't like the fact that Stevie Johnston landed 31 of 71 punches in the round. Most of them power shots. Bazan landing 26 out of 72. Very active fight compared to what happened in El Paso. Johnston forcing the issue tonight. Hard straight right hand lands for Stevie. And Bazan comes back with a right and a left and another hard right. Where Bazan won a tactical boxing match on the inside in El Paso, a fight has broken out in Miami. Bazan nodding to Johnson and smiling as if to say, yeah, you're on tonight.
Oh, that right hand right there was the problem, Jim.
Yeah.
That's good left hand by Stevie, though.
But you're right, Bazan is still landing his straight right hand. And if he throws it more often, it'll pose a bigger problem.
There it is.
There it is again. And there's the left hand from Stevie again.
You can't keep getting hit with that right hand, though.
Clean break. Let him go. Let him go, Cesar.
They're both getting hit tonight. Forced uppercut from outside by Bazan. Johnston landing two hard shots inside. Stevie ducking away and coming back with the left. Blood trickling from the right nostril of Stevie Johnston. That, no doubt, the product of Cesar Bazan's straight right hands.
That's Stevie Johnston, one tough warrior, Jim.
I don't think the blood coming out of his nostril is going to bother Stevie.
No, not at all.
Just more satisfying evidence that he's in a real fight.
Oh, good left hand.
Just as Bazan is landing lead right hands, Johnston is landing lead lefts.
That time he slipped the right hand.
So what was a body shot chess match in Texas last summer becomes a power shot war in Miami, to our great satisfaction on Boxing After Dark.
How do you feel? How do you feel? You feeling okay? You are falling asleep, Cesar. You have to help us win this fight. We have to win this fight. It's a must. You're falling asleep in that ring. Move side to side. Use that left hook.
Don't talk. Breathe. Use your mouth. Use your legs a lot. Use your legs. You got beautiful legs. I want you to use them, all right? Okay, let me have that.
Here we see Johnston catching that straight right hand, but coming right back, a left and a right, using his little man quickness to overcome the bigger guy.
CompuBox numbers giving Johnson credit for 37 out of 50 power shots in round 4. 74% connect percentage. Bazan, however, doing damage with those right-hand leads. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through the first 4?
Jim, I'll tell you, I got it 3 rounds for Stevie Johnston, 1 round even, because I thought he won that round when Tommy Kimmons took away a point, but when Kimmons takes away the point, it becomes 9-9, an even round. So 39-36, little Stevie Johnston, he's getting inside, landing his stronger left-hand shots, winning every round by getting in, getting weapon shots, and getting out.
Johnston spending more and more time in close with Bazan now. Less and less of the moving in and out, which was so obvious as the battle plan in rounds 1 and 2. And as Johnston stays inside more and more against Bazan, he may play more and more into Bazan's strength, fighting on the inside.
He may feel, Jim, that Bazan is weakening somehow. You can see both of Bazan's eyes seem to be swelling up a little bit.
Yeah, Bazan doesn't seem to like the power punches that Stevie's hitting him with tonight either.
Stevie's hitting him a lot harder tonight than he did last summer. He's just got a lot more zip. Bazan trying to get to the body. Johnston trying to block the shots with his elbows and come back up with uppercuts inside. Good body shot by Cesar Bazan.
But I think it's safer for Stevie to stay right inside as far as the headshot goes, Jim, because he doesn't want to get hit with that straight right hand too much. Inside, oh, good hook.
Both of Bazan's eyes swelling. You saw the cut over Stevie Johnston's left eye between rounds. And they're landing more power shots to each other's faces here in round 5.
See, that's why Stevie doesn't want to catch the headshots right there.
This is becoming a blistering fight.
Run.
Great!
Big time stuff.
Don't work out of that now. Work out.
Stevie is faring much better in these exchanges tonight than he did in El Paso.
Yep.
That's where you came with a red suit, Roy. How can you forget that?
He's probably got a dozen of them.
I think they fought too early in the day in El Paso. This just needed to be after 11:30.
Let him go. Time. That's it.
You almost had him. You almost had him, Cesar. Don't let him stand there. 1-2, 1-2 from the outside. Don't just go in there and do nothing. 1 and 2 combinations. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, jab, jab.
Deep breath, champ. Deep breath. Deep breath. Come on, Stevie. Don't let him die now. Okay. You got his ass, Steve. He want to quit, baby. He wants to quit. All right? Deep breath. Deep breath. You make him quit. You make him quit, okay? Take it down. Take it down. Take it down.
Are they encouraging Johnston to get out of that fight plan of in or out by talking about trying to make him quit, Roy?
Yes, they are. They want Johnston to keep the pressure on him. Well, he's doing better when he's in than he is when he's out, so I wouldn't disagree with that. Especially with the headshots.
Despite Diaz's assertion that Bazan can't fight from outside, Bazan has been effective from outside, particularly with the right-hand leads. But inside, unlike in El Paso, Johnson's greater energy level, his commitment to punishing Bazan is the difference. Hard body shots by Bazan, seizing the momentum now in round 6.
Step back.
The judges tonight are from Tijuana, Bangkok, and West Palm Beach.
that big right hand again.
Break. No punches. Let go. Break.
Now, Bazan is tying Stevie up on the inside more than he did in El Paso.
And Tommy Kimmons is warning him about holding. Look, body shot from Bazan.
Good head shot from Johnston, though.
Break. No punches. Let's go.
Oh, Bazan got away with one right on the belt line. Hard body shot. Bazan landing a lot of looping right hands to the body in this round at full velocity. And another straight right hand to the jaw of Stevie Johnston. But Johnston keeping the pressure on inside and firing his left-hand power shots at close range with great accuracy.
And Johnston takes a heck of a punch.
Go. We go over here. Come on. Stay right
Pause
there.
to put the mouthpiece back in the mouth of
Rinse it
Stevie
off.
Johnston.
No water. Nice.
Have to wait for a logical break in the action.
Time. Break. No punching. No punching. Let him go. You're holding.
An abrasion on the bridge of Bazan's nose now. That's swelling just as his eyes are, and Bazan fighting with greater urgency in round 6. Straight right hand backs Johnston up.
That was Bazan's best round.
Certainly.
Deep breath. Deep breath.
Don't let this guy steal no rounds. Okay? Breathe through your mouth. Okay, that's second one. Breathe through your mouth. Breathe through your mouth, baby.
Walk to his left. Always walk to his left. It's getting late for this. Walk to his left. Listen to me. Please, listen to me. This is for you. This is your title.
Here we see Bazan showing how effective he is to the body, and Johnston responding with a straight right and coming back to the body himself. Tough, grueling, hard-hitting fight.
Bazan out-throwing and outlanding Johnston in the last round by CompuBox numbers, but still, Johnston landing his power shots with a very high rate of accuracy and punishing Bazan when he does.
Looks like Johnston is going back to his in-and-out strategy that was so effective in the first 3 or 4 rounds.
Lands that left hand twice inside and now once to the body. You know, they both take a punch pretty well.
They both take some real good punches.
Let him go in there. Let him go and work out of it. Both of you. Let him go. Let him go. Break.
Now he's blocking that overhand right good too, is Johnston.
Good hard left from Johnston after a left hook by Bazan.
Good right answer by Bazan.
These are two intelligent, resourceful fighters who find a way to keep the action going.
Yes, they do indeed.
They both have a variety of punches, and they both know when to throw the right punch.
Well, Stevie Johnston threw a beautiful combination in there, Roy. Left and right to the body, and a right hook
to the head.
To the head. You got to be doing this for a long time to be able to come through with that in the middle of a pitched battle like this.
Well, his pride was wounded by his defeat last summer against Bazan because Johnston felt like he's a good enough fighter to rank among the best pound for pound in the world, and an unbeaten record was good evidence of that. Says he was in a funk for months. Didn't want to go outside and talk to people after he lost that fight. Since he's grown up in Denver, went to Manual Arts High School, lived in the same neighborhood most of his life, that means he didn't want to see his buddies.
The defeat is hard to take on a boxer. A lot of people don't realize sometimes how hard it is for a boxer to accept defeat, especially if he feels like he accepted it unfairly.
Well, when you got your only loss via disqualification, it burned you for months. I know that.
Yes, it did.
Check out the latest Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. Among the stories, an investigation into the Olympic scandal, which has rocked the whole sporting world, and a profile of Kentucky College basketball coach Tubby Smith. Real Sports. Bryant Gumbel, only on HBO Sports, airing this Sunday, February 28th. That would be tomorrow. Actually, that would be today on the East Coast.
We're losing this round. We're losing this fight. You have to do whatever it takes now. This is your fight. Come on. You have to do this.
Let's go, Red. Second down.
Come on, let's go.
And as you look at the swelling on Cesar Bazan's face, the CompuBox number that corresponds to that is Stevie Johnston's 199 to 139 edge so far in the bout in power shots landed. Johnston getting inside, busting Bazan to the face as he did there, and then, for the most part, getting back outside.
That was a perfect example of the in and out that he talked about. Oh, another good shot.
He is so accurate with his left hand.
Work out of it. Right. No punching. Clean break.
Another great straight left hand by Stevie Johnston. After the right to the body.
The right hand of Bazan is starting to close Stevie's left eye, though.
Miguel Diaz working on the cut in Johnston's corner has done a pretty good job of controlling the bleeding above Stevie's left eye. Diaz also gives a lot of excellent tactical advice to the fighter. He's the number 2 in there, Richard Johnston. Stevie's uncle is his trainer, but he's letting Miguel Diaz do most of the talking. And another hard left shot has damaged Bazan's right eye.
He is fighting like a man possessed, Stevie Johnston.
Both of them are.
I mean, yeah, you can't fault Bazan's effort. He's doing everything possible to stem the tide, but Stevie Johnston's a man on a mission tonight.
No punching. No punching.
Looks like a cut on the bridge of Bazan's nose. Can't tell yet whether it's bothering his vision.
You can tell it's bothering his concentration, though, because he tried to trip Stevie Johnston just now.
Get him out.
The referee told him no kicking.
And Bazan's right eye is closing just as fast, if not faster, than Stevie Johnston's left eye. Somewhere, Arturo Gatti is watching and saying, yeah, that's a fight.
Both of these guys will be looking in the mirror in 2 weeks and know they've been in a fight still.
missing with a big left there. Bazan still trying to chop away with the right hand to the body.
Close your eyes, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Come on, we have to do something. You're not doing anything. You're not walking to his left. You're not walking to his left. Every time you hold him, you have to walk to his left. Come on.
Look at his face, baby. Look at his face.
Here you can see Johnson working on the head, battering Bazan's eye.
All right, Roy Jones, between rounds, we heard Lee Espinoza asking his fighter, Cesar Bazan, to keep walking to Johnson's left, trying to get him to walk past Johnson's left hand, right?
Right.
Hasn't been able to do it. Stevie's been able to make his left hand a factor in every round. Harold, how do you have it so far?
Jim, 78, 73, 6, 1, 1 even. Little Stevie Johnston. I still think he gets inside, he does more damage, he backs Bazan, and all Bazan can do is grab him and ride him across the ring. In other words, use that size and power to lean on Johnson and try and push him back to weaken him somewhat. And I'll tell you, I think little Stevie's doing a heck of a job. I hope the judges are watching the same for I am. They see right there, Bazan's got him, and he's riding him right across the ring, trying to make Johnson go backwards to weaken him.
I have it 5-2-1. I'm a little concerned about the judging in this fight. We'll talk about that later.
And of course, remember, referee Tommy Kimmons ultimately deducted a point from Johnston for rabbit punching Bazan in an earlier round.
I tell you what, Johnston's doing a much better job of keeping these big punches off of him late in this fight. Last fight, he let Bazan land a lot of big punches late in the fight. This fight, he seems to be catching a lot more with his arms.
Well, and as you say, he's blunted Bazan's straight right hand, which was a weapon in the earlier rounds, because Stevie's found a way to start blocking the straight right at the same time that he continues to score with his left. Not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not. Jim, this also shows you an example of what a hometown crowd can do for a fighter. Back in Mexico, Texas, these guys were just as tight as they are now, but Bazan was showing much bigger output, and he didn't hold as much inside because he was much busier punching.
And the crowd was cheering him on.
Right, now he doesn't have the crowd behind him, so he's spending more time holding than punching.
Well, he's also taken a lot more punches in the first half of the fight.
It's just been such a spirited effort for Stevie. Such a step up from what he was able to do 8 months ago. And Bazan got a ton of credit for beating Johnston at that time, because clearly that night he appeared to be the superior fighter, but not tonight. Now, we talk a lot about what happened last June in El Paso. Watch this, and maybe you'll see some of the difference, keeping in mind that tonight Stevie Johnston is landing half his power shots or more. Miss. Partial connect. Body, body, miss. Partial connect.
But you also see that they're still at close quarters, but he's not holding, he's punching instead.
Exactly. And there was Bazan being raised, being lifted in victory there. And there's the punch stat profile of the same thing we're talking about. Stevie Johnston boosting his connect percentage by 15 full percentage points.
That's all we want to hear, okay? But you got
Foul. Go, second. Go, blue.
Cut man Felipe Bravo has had the job of trying to keep Bazan's eyes open and serviceable for these last few rounds. When Bravo finishes doing what he does between rounds, Stevie Johnston goes to work in the round to try to reverse everything Bravo's accomplished.
I think Stevie Johnston's jab was a better weapon for him this fight, too. His jab got him established position for him early in the fight. Now he probably should go back to it a little bit for a minute.
Pace is slowed a little bit here.
Oh, and Bazan trying to signal the referee that he got rabbit punched again, paused, and gave Johnston a chance to land another hard shot.
Did you see a rabbit punch?
Nope.
But Bazan attempted to make the referee think there had been one.
I guess he thinks he can get another point deducted.
I thought he might have been poked in the eye, and that was...
Nope, he keeps pawing at the back of his head, Larry. He's trying to show the referee that he's getting rabbit punched.
And the referee did say something to Johnston about it just then, too.
No punching, no punching.
I think Johnston's been close to landing to the back of the head a couple times, but I think he pulled the punch both times. Scheduled 12. Stevie Johnston of Denver, Colorado, still bouncing on his feet, attacking and moving away, showing the superior energy level that seemingly has given him control of the fight most of the way through. Hard left hand by Johnston.
Let him go, let him go.
He just will not be denied tonight. He wants his belt back, and he means it.
Well, which leaves me in suspense as to when Larry's going to tell us his concerns about the judging.
End of the fight, Jim.
So stay tuned. Don't take anything for granted.
I tell you what, Jim, I think the body shots have made Bazan a little more fatigued in this fight than he was in the first fight, too.
And now Stevie lands a chopping right hook in there. Good shot. Johnston's just gotten better and better now. There goes Stevie's mouthpiece again. Johnston's mouthpiece on the canvas. A round comes to a close.
You're not doing anything. You want me to tell them to stop the fight? I will stop the fight. You're Mexican. Come on. You got to fight. Come on. You're Mexican. You have to fight. All of the Mexicans are saying that we're not nothing. Come on. Come on. All you're doing is holding.
Let's take a look here and see if anything happened. I didn't see anything.
No, there was no rabbit punch then.
And it may be exactly because of that Lee Espinosa is asking his fighter if he wants to quit.
Well, that was a tap, but it wasn't no hard punch. He just touched him.
The animal that's operative here, a mouse, is the mouse. There are mice under Bazan's eyes.
Yeah, but I think what Espinosa wanted to know is, are there mice in his heart?
No, he's a tough kid. I take nothing away from him. If he's beaten, it's because he's beaten.
For the most part, he has fought bravely against an opponent who has simply carried the fight to him every step of the way. Be first, beat your man to the punch, do the damage and then back away. Stevie Johnston has followed all those directives perfectly tonight. Good body shots by Johnston.
Hey, y'all work out of it, guys. Hurry! No punches.
See in two different places on Stevie Johnston's trucks, it says Lil But Bad. He's been little but bad and little but good tonight. And little but big in the way he's fought Bazan.
Well, if he gets his shot at Shane Mosley, he'll be facing a size differential there as well. Told you they met 3 times as amateurs. Mosley won 2. All of them were 3-2 decisions. According to Stevie. It'll be interesting to see how Shane and his dad, Jack Mosley, remember it.
Good body shot by Johnston.
Again, there is blood trickling from the nose of Stevie Johnston, and for the first time now, it appears there's a trickle of blood around the eye of Cesar Bazan. It's been swelling and reddening all night, and, well, maybe no blood is flowing there. Maybe it's just getting redder and redder.
Come on, you have to get the Mexican out of you. You have to knock this guy out in order to win. You have to knock him out. You need it bad. You need this fight really bad. You have to knock him out. You have to win, you have to give it all you got.
Okay, don't leave nothing in the tank. Go back out there to make sure, all right? Watch all this water. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. I know, but I'm saying it's a lot of water.
He was hitting him in the head. He was hitting him in the head. You have to stand up. Come on, you have to go for it. This is the last round. You have to knock him out.
Let's go, second. Let's go, man. Let's go, man.
Couldn't be plainer than that.
Next round, guys. Last round. All right, let's go, last round.
Good body shot right off the bat by Bazan.
All right. One judge is from New York State. That's Harold Letterman. He's unofficial. How do you have it so far?
8-2, one even, 107, 101, a 6-point lead for little Stevie Johnston. He's doing all the fighting. He's getting inside, and just as you're calling it, he's banging Bazan around. I tell you, this is how you fight an octopus, because this guy's an octopus. He lays all over you, Cesar Bazan. But I tell you, Johnston's doing a great job. Just outworking him on the inside. He goes Bazan's elbows and holding and all that nonsense, and he just beats him up.
The 3 official scorers at ringside who will decide the winner if it goes to distance are Memo Ayon, a former fighter from Tijuana, Mexico, who once got a win over the fading Sugar Ray Robinson. Anek Pongtongkam of Bangkok, Thailand, who's a WBC regular. We see him a lot. And Michael Pernick of West Palm Beach, Florida.
Good heavy exchange right there.
There's nobody from Denver in that crew.
Nope. Bazan looking for the knockout, though.
Let him go in there. Let him go. Break.
And Stevie Johnston just fighting his fight. Same thing he's done all along. Who's holding whom here?
I think they're both holding.
Is it a natural tendency when you're tired, Roy?
Yeah, it's a natural tendency when you're tired, but it's good for Stevie Johnston because right now he's ahead in this fight.
Sure, it eats up time on the clock.
That's right.
Cold logic would say to you that if Stevie's standing at the end of this round, he's going to have his title back. Logic does not always obtain in the scoring of championship boxing matches, as we've seen.
Both of these guys have dynamite chin.
Hey, listen, this fight was so much better than the first fight between the two of them. I don't find myself terribly resistant to the notion of a third meeting somewhere down the road. Trading shots. Bazan's right, Johnston's left. It's been that way throughout the fight. So Stevie Johnston, after 24 straight wins, ran into a puzzle he couldn't solve in Cesar Bazan last summer in El Paso, Texas. He brooded about it for months. He told himself, I'm not the kind of fighter who deserves to have a loss like that on my record. And he came here tonight with an obvious, thrilling determination to take his title back. And to our eyes, at least, it would appear he's accomplished just that.
Let's hope the judges give the right decision.
You have any more to say about it than that?
Well, we're better at autopsies than at predictions. So let's just wait, is what I'm saying.
And Harold?
What's it? I got a 116-111. Little Stevie Johnston by 5 points. 8-3, 1 even in rounds. You know that third round becomes even. In the 10th round, Johnston did tap him in the back of the head. But you know, hey, it's protect yourself at all times. The referee didn't yell stop, so Johnston whacked him. I can't fault Stevie Johnston for what he did.
No, I don't think you can fault him for that. That was intelligent fighting.
Exactly, Jim.
The damage to Johnston. The damage to Bazan. You could have fit all 12 rounds of action in El Paso into 2 rounds of this.
Yeah, you were. He didn't have nothing left, but he did not have nothing left.
Two little guys with two huge hearts.
Yep. It was a punishing war. Cesar Bazan, as we told you from the beginning, a tall fighter who, unusually for a guy of his range and size, likes to fight inside. But in round 1, it was clear Stevie Johnston was going to get inside and try to do damage. Then in round 3, the rabbit punch incident. Johnston inadvertently hitting Bazan on the back of the head. Bazan asking for time to recover, taking several minutes to recover, and eventually prompting referee Tommy Kimmons to decide to take a point away from Stevie Johnston for what had appeared to be clearly an accidental foul. But then as the rounds went on, Johnston continued to punish Bazan inside. The visible evidence on Bazan's face in front of you. And to our eyes again, just to repeat the obvious, it appeared that Stevie Johnston carried the fight, dominated the action, landed more than half of his power shots, and won his lightweight championship back. A hug from his uncle. Miguel Diaz continuing to sponge the cut. Lee Espinosa, the trainer right there who trains Bazan, you may see him down the road because he's got a terrific young junior welterweight prospect named Antonio Diaz, who could show up on this network somewhere in the future. And for the second time tonight, we wait an inordinately long time for the official scores. Looking to see if Michael Buffer has them in his hands yet. And the answer appears to be no. Stevie Johnston's uncle, Richard Johnston, looking over at us and giving us the thumbs up. Obviously, more than satisfied with the performance his fighter produced tonight.
I'll be there down in Alex.
about Larry remembering that you wore a red suit in El Paso? Huh?
Larry remembers everything.
It was a good fight. Good fight.
Bazan's trainer, Lee Espinosa, tells us that he's girl crazy. Well, the girls will certainly be impressed with his manliness for the next couple of weeks, huh?
Yeah, they should be.
Out in Coachella, California, in the desert near Palm Springs. You ever seen it take longer to produce an official decision, Roy?
No, but
you're tempted to say no. There appears to be a counting convention going on over on the far side of the ring.
Yeah, and I don't like stuff like that.
No, this is disquieting, to say the least. Now, if you look at the far side of the ring, behind where Stevie Johnston is standing, Michael Buffer and a group of men appear to be sorting out the question of who has won the fight. Classic contrast there. Johnson's cap promoting nutritional supplements of the highest order, and Bazan's cap promoting the popular nutritional supplement of Tijuana. Has he got it? Let's go to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. Memo Ayon scores about 116 to 113. He has it for Bazan. Anek Hangtongkam scores it 115 to 112 for Johnson. And Michael Pernick scores it 114 to 113 for the winner by split decision from Denver, Colorado. He is the new lightweight champion of the world once again. Little but bad, Stevie Johnston.
So by the razor-thin margin of 1 point, they get it right. Roy Jones, what can you tell us about what goes through the mind and the stomach of a fighter like Stevie Johnston as he waits for that third score in that situation?
Well, I can recall a day like that back in Soul career, and I kind of knew what was going on, but it's a very scary feeling.
And you could see the consternation on Johnston's face as you look at the final punch stat numbers that demonstrate how Stevie won the fight. 45% connect percentage. 323 out of 716. He was accurate and sharp all night long. Power punches, that's where the real margin was. He landed 84 more, threw just as many, and a 15% margin in connect percentage. Let's go up to Larry Merchant with the man who has regained his title, Stevie Johnston.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Stevie. What won the fight for you?
Well, first of all, I want to thank God, thank my family for standing behind me, and thank HBO and Top Rank for having me on. I told you, I didn't let nobody get in my head this time, Larry. And that was it.
What do you mean by that?
I didn't listen to his coaches. I didn't listen to his managers. I just went out there and stuck to my game plan.
You're implying that when you fought the last time, you were influenced by what other people said?
Yeah, a lot. Like I said the other day, my heart got in the way of the last fight. I wanted to stand there, and I know he was a good inside fighter, and he was catching me with a lot of uppercuts last time. And this time I just boxed him, just put it all together this time.
Were you surprised that the result was so close?
No, because he was a true champion. He's a true champ. He came to fight. He didn't want to come off his belt easy, because I had him hurt a couple of times, and he'll still come back fighting. So I tip my hat off to him again. And also I want to thank EAS.
Do you want to thank Shane Mosley in advance for having you two guys try to unify some lightweight titles?
Well, like I said, I'll be happy to fight Shane, but I had to get past Bazan first.
Well, you did, but are you going to fight Shane Mosley? Are you going to tell your promoter and your manager, let's fight Mosley?
Right. Now, I want to fight in Denver now. I want one in Denver. Then we go for Mosley. I ain't never fought in my hometown.
Thank you very much, Shane. Okay, Jim, I guess overall, we got what we expected. Neither fight was easy, but now we have what looks like two very good opponents for two great champions, Roy Jones and Shane Mosley. Jim?
All right, thanks very much, Larry. They would weigh in at the same number, 135. He doesn't look as big or as rangy and strong as Mosley. Would that fight that he fought against Bazan work against Sugar Shane?
Well, that fight that he fought against Bazan would work against anybody. What he showed tonight was a guy with tremendous heart, with the will and the right determination to go back and take what he felt was his. Anytime you have a guy with that much heart and determination, it's very hard to beat him.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to perhaps seeing Stevie Johnston and Sugar Shane Mosley down the road. We'll have